Hello, welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to import a Mixamo character in Blender 3D and have some fun with it, of course with the help of geometry nodes. I hope you have fun following this tutorial. If you do, please like and subscribe. First we go to Mixamo.com where some very friendly people have done all the hard work for us today. An account is required. If you don't have one, please go on and create one. Once that's out of the way, we pick a character plus walk cycle. In this tutorial we will be using the latest version of Blender. In this video I'm using 3.3. Once in Blender we import the character plus animation we just downloaded and we open the NLA editor as well as the graph editor. The walk cycle we downloaded is 31 frames long. We want to set it back to 30 frames so we have an easy job looping the animation later on. We set the cycle to repeat itself 5 times. We also remove the Y movement so the character keeps its position while walking. Now we move the character plus armature into a new collection. Then we duplicate this new collection 2 times. Then we offset the walk cycle in the second collection by 10 frames, we offset the walk cycle in the third collection by 20 frames. Then we create one more collection where we will store only the characters since we will be using them in geometry nodes. Now let's jump over to the geometry nodes section where we first lay down a grid and make some adjustments to it. Next we use the distribute points on faces node to scatter some points onto our grid. We use poison disk distribution so we have control over the distance between the points. We are also going to separate these points into 3 different chunks. We use the instance on points node to place our 3 different characters onto the created points. This is what we have so far. Now we are going to add some randomness to the size of each character. Next we use the grid to create a ground plane and we also scale it a bit up. Also we assign a material to the geometry. To keep things simple we assign only one material. We will add randomness to it in the shader section. Once that is done we adjust the lighting to our liking. I use an HDRI combined with a sun lamp to create a rim light. We place our camera and we can play around with the seed of the distribute points on faces node to see some different distributions. The way we set things up, we can choose any section of 30 frames and it will always be a loop. Of course you could select more frames if you want to have camera movement in your scene. You can also turn that into a loop. Last thing we do is place an empty into the scene as a guide for some depth of field. Now our scene is ready to render. You can choose any file format you like. I mostly choose OpenEXR full float RGBA with PXR24 codec. That's a good compromise between quality and file size. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you got any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching.